I get you. This is a walkthrough lesson, paced so someone can screen record while it's read aloud, starting from what people see, Google Images, common assumptions, and ending at remember the Sabbath as a state of rest, defined carefully, without hype and without breaking physics. I'll write this as a spoken educational lesson, clean, linear, and grounded. You can trim or emphasize later, but this version holds together end to end. Remember the Sabbath. The state of rest, a walk through light, life, observation, and rest. 1. Where most people start, what we think we're seeing. When people search images of space, atoms, rocks, or cells, they often divide reality into two categories: living things and non-living things, life and unlife. A rock appears inert, a corpse appears still, space appears empty. From the observer's point of view, these things look dead, inactive, or at rest. But physics immediately complicates that picture, because what looks still is never actually motionless. Atoms vibrate, particles fluctuate, energy persists. So the first question is not what is alive, the first question is what do we mean by rest? 2. Observation changes the frame. In physics, motion and rest are frame dependent. They depend on where you stand and how you measure. From the outside, a rock looks inert. From the inside, that same rock is a storm of electromagnetic forces, quantum interactions, and stored energy. So rest is not the absence of energy. It is energy in equilibrium, energy not doing visible work from a given point of view. This is the first key idea. Open quote, rest is not non-existence. Rest is energy in balance, close quote. 3. Life, death, and a logical asymmetry. Now consider how we use the words life and death. We only call something dead if it was once alive. A rock is not dead, it is simply non-living, so death is not a thing by itself. Death is a privation, a state that presupposes life. That gives us a logical asymmetry. Life can exist without death. Death can exist without prior life. Already, this breaks the idea that life comes from death or unlife. 4. Energy as the bridge. Physics gives us the bridge here. Energy is never created, is never destroyed, only changes form. If life is defined by active energy, organized, animated energy, and energy itself is eternal, then life does not appear from nothing. What changes is how energy is expressed, so what we call life energy actively organizing and doing work. Death equals energy at rest, stored, no longer animating that system, not gone, not annihilated, at rest. 5. Yehi or, permission, not fabrication. Now we return to Genesis, but carefully in Hebrew. Yehi or does not mean light is manufactured out of nothing. It is a permission statement. Let light be. Allow it, permit it, reveal it. And Bereshit does not strictly mean in the beginning as a timestamp. It means with the beginning, with the principle, with the ordering. So the text is not describing light being created from non-light, but light being allowed to be observed, structured, ordered, an ontological unveiling. 6. What light actually is and isn't. Light is not just a single photon. Light is the entire electromagnetic spectrum. Gamma, X-ray, ultraviolet, visible, ROGBEV, infrared, microwave, radio 7 bands, not coincidentally. And light is non-local. It travels null geodesics, outside ordinary time the way we experience it. Light does not experience rest the way matter does, yet it can appear still to us when balanced, reflected, or absorbed. So when scripture says light, it is not poetry disconnected from physics, it is ontology. Hannah 7, the seventh day rest without cessation. Now we arrive at the Sabbath. On the seventh day, God rested, but nothing in the text says light stopped existing, energy shut off, reality went inert. Rest here means work completed, order established, energy no longer reorganizing the system. Rest is equilibrium, not extinction, which aligns perfectly with physics. Energy remains, motion continues at deeper levels, but the system reaches balance. 8. Death, rest, and point of view. From our point of view, a dead body looks still. From physics, energy remains, matter persists, potential is stored. From theology, rest follows life, not the other way around. So death is not the opposite of life, it is life at rest, viewed from the outside. The conclusion, remember the Sabbath. Remember the Sabbath is not merely a ritual command. It is an ontological reminder. Rest is not annihilation. Stillness is not non-being. Life is primary. Energy is conserved. Light never ceases. The universe is not a dead place that occasionally sparks to life. It is a living system that occasionally appears to rest. God, who is light, rested. That is not mysticism. That is physics, observation, and ontology aligned. If you want next,